Merry Maiden, welcome to Jupiter's Radiance. I'm Taylor, and today we're going over a card spread I'm calling Hibernation for our last week of December. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So this card spread is to support an aligning with the winter season compared to the calendar, and to support an understanding what you need during a healing time to come into recovery. And so during this time, we really feel like, oh, it's the end of the year, and and but we really are just getting started into winter. And so this is kind of to support in that rest and recovery energy that winter is asking for us for, even though it kind of feels like we need to be focusing on newness instead. But it's really more ideas and insight that are going to come, like dream times, right? This is meant to be a dreaming time rather than a planning, or it is a planning time, but rather than an active time. And so kind of giving ourselves a little bit more grace in this area compared to the calendar as we know it. And so what we have here is we have 1 is going to be the best environment to recover. 2 is you. 3 is going to be your advice on how. 4 is going to be what nourishes you. And then 5 is just what is stopping completely. So like what is going away, whether it's helping you or not helping you, this is just something that's kind of going to be done for a little bit. And it may feel a little bit stagnant in that area, or it may feel like you've been gathering, and so now you're able to use that. What has been stopping just means that now you're just going to be using the stores that you have gathered. Okay, so just really depends on what comes up for you during the reading itself. It doesn't necessarily need to be a bad thing or a good thing, essentially. So with that, let's just go ahead and jump into our collective reading. And so the best environment to recover in, we have the Hierophant. So this is interesting because this is going to be dual-fold. So for some people, this is going to be interesting. Okay. There's actually 3. So for some people, it's going to be the best environment to recover is within your relationship, specifically a marriage. So if you and your partner maybe haven't been spending a lot of time together, this is asking kind of for you guys to hole up together and become emotionally intimate again. There is also the energy of a teacher or a mentor. And so the best place to recover is by becoming closer with that person, but not just that person, but also their lessons. So you kind of are still holding yourself away, but you are open to the knowledge that they carry. And then the other thing with this is this could be very literal for some people, where it is a counselor's room, going to see a therapist of some kind. And that is going to be the best place for you to recover, is because you need that external person to create that safe space for you. So definitely take it how it resonates. If you've been thinking about doing therapy or seeing a counselor, then this is probably your sign to actually pursue looking into that. But definitely take it however it resonates and follow through with whatever further professional advice that you are gaining. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a look at you in this. And we have the 7 of Swords. So this is stating that you're kind of avoiding people, right? You're kind of you're trying to stay out of the sunlight. You're not trying to be seen doing the things that you're doing, but you are still active. And so kind of fits in with this hibernation, kind of fits in. There is a little bit of sneaky energy here, essentially, of not wanting to be seen, not wanting to be perceived. Okay, and then so let's just take a look further on your advice on how to recover. And we have the 9 of Wands. So this is it's 9 of Wands is typically an energy of keep going, but don't pick up anything else. Like because if you pick up another stick here, another wand, you're going to be at the 10, and it's going to be overwhelming, overburdened, to where you're more likely to drop things. So at this time, there is going to be elements that are kind of on the verge of overwhelming you. And so it's encouraging you, if you truly are seeking recovery but still trying to be this person behind the scenes, just not to add to your list right now. Don't take on any new projects is going to be the main thing about how to. It feels like that's going to be very difficult for someone here. Like to just say no to people who are asking you for things, especially when we think about this time of year too, that you may be being asked for a lot of things, for favors and for your time to be used for someone else. It is okay to say no, especially if you have so much on your plate already. Kind of brings us back to the fact of like holding yourself away with the knowledge that you need with your partner, or seeking a therapist who gives you that courage to be like, you're right, I am valid to say no. So definitely just take it how it resonates for you. Let's jump into what is going to nourish you through this. And we have this Seven of Cups, and I love this because he's kind of in a dream state too. And so we just talked about dreams. And the Seven of Cups is going to be about choices and not knowing like what path is the right path. And so this is encouraging you. What nourishes you is not making a choice right now. What nourishes you is looking at your options and kind of seeing where they go and what lies on those paths, and recognizing more of like what path you keep coming back to, that you're like, I really want to try this, I really want to do this, and asking yourself why you want to do those things. And that's also why we have this other seven. So you're very much in a state of seven, which is you are close to reaching your goals, but there is a lot of doubt and confusion here where you don't feel like you can be honest even with yourself. And so allowing yourself to just be more exploring and open and curious will be supportive to you during this time. Don't feel like you have to make any decisions. Feel free to say no to anyone and everyone, even yourself. And so what is stopping completely? We have the Page of Cups. So what's interesting here, Page of Cups is very associated with intuition and being a student of that intuition. So for this to stop here is stating that you've kind of gained a lot of the knowledge already, and it's more time to reflect on that knowledge. You're not necessarily needing to actually, you are playing around with it. You're playing around with that knowledge. You're not trying to put it into practical use. You're not trying to jump into being the knight, and you're not trying to pursue your emotional fulfillment at this time. You are more just allowing yourself to focus on what you have gained thus far. And so further about the fact that like there's some confusion here is the fact that this intuition is kind of pausing. And so this is telling us too that you've already been given the insight and ideas that you need in order to move forward. And so the more that you ask for more questions, the more that you're kind of just receiving the same answer over and over again, essentially. And so that's why it's asking you to instead play around with those options that are in front of you, because you ultimately do get to make the choice. And if right now you feel like you're at the end of your rope, it's really hard to make a choice without feeling like it's an incredibly risky thing to do. So that's why it's not stating like you have to do any purposeful thing right now. It is simply allowing yourself to open up to the fact that as you're in this recovery, and also why the best environment is this external person who is able to like kind of communicate with you and get to know you on a deeper level, to where you're able to understand what you truly desire and how you truly want to move forward. So a lot of this is playing around with those options and those ideas, and that's why this is the best environment for you to recover in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Feel free to comment below if you have any other questions or insights yourself. And I also want to encourage you to like and subscribe. This is our final week of the year, so readings will come and go as I feel called to do them. But otherwise, I encourage you to save the playlist and to check it out every once in a while whenever you feel that you need it, or if you need a refresher on a certain card spread. And again, I always encourage you to use these card spreads with your own decks that you have at home, and I will see you guys at some point. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. This has been such a huge relief and such a huge project that I've wanted to complete for so long, and it's been a year. So thank you so much, and all of the blessings to you. Love you all.